Trevor. Series 2, Episode 1. Here we are.
Unbelievable, Dave. Unreal.
Unbelievable. Can't wait to get on with this.
You've been polishing your microphone. I've had a short back and sides and tops and front from the barbers. Listen, it's great news. We come back, as we said to folks, didn't we, at the end of last series, fully supported, endorsed by the Guild of Business Finance Professionals. If you don't know what that's all about, go to the website. It's very straightforward. It's basically bfpguild.org. Can't be any simpler, can it? bfpguild.org. And if you're interested in catching up with any of the last series, we got our own tab at the top of the screen. And here's a clue. It's called Podcast. Click on there and away we go. So
amazing.
All good stuff, Dave. All good stuff.
Listening to the crowd, listening to the audience cheering and clapping there. I got a tingle down my spine.
Mate, I got a tingle somewhere else, but we won't go there. But let's keep it clean.
No swearing.
No, please, no swearing.
Anyway.
So, what's been happening?
Well, I got married.
Do you know, I heard about that.
Yeah.
I was told I actually went.
You were there. You were definitely there. You were wearing a skirt and tartan skirt.
Yes, nice.
And you were wearing it in traditional fashion as well. So that was lovely to see. Not.
I'll tell you what, folks. I've been to some weddings in my time, but it was like something from Hollywood. It was unbelievable. There wasn't 5 minutes to yourself. I believe I was there for 5 days. It felt like 5 months. But the actual day itself, it was fabulous.
Listen, we were planning for that for 11 months. And you know what plans are like, Trev. You sit down, you put it on paper, but it ain't a plan until it's done, until it's finished, until it's completed. And the weather was great to start with, and there was threats of thunder and lightning, but on the day, it was glorious.
You were blessed. You were both blessed, and dear Mrs. Gross, she looked lovely. You brushed up all right. I think I counted 76 bridesmaids, and only you would have 2 best men, but there we go.
Mate, when you've got so many good friends, it's so hard to, and I'm sorry, you were on that list.
I know.
You didn't make the final round. I'm sorry.
No, I know.
But no, listen, it was an incredible part of my life, and one of the reasons we took a break from the pod was to incorporate that.
Yeah.
The planning, like anything in life, was as best as we could. And because this is a business podcast, I liken it to, you remember the old days, the old school way of you go meet with a customer, you listen to what they are wanting, you go away with a set of notes, you collect some financial information, you go to the lender, you get everything approved, you go out, sign the documents, everything goes through without a hitch. Do you remember those days?
Do you know what? Vaguely.
That's exactly how I'm trying to put a parallel between how our wedding went and to the business finance world. So thankfully, it went according to plan. There were no hitches. There were no changes in underwriting criteria. There were no changes in the rate. There were no changes in terms and conditions, and no extra security was required. I didn't need to give extra bank statements. I didn't need to give a personal guarantee. Everything went through, all approved. Everyone was happy. There we go.
Approved as proposed.
Trevor, what we got in front of us over the next coming months?
Well, fabulous stuff. A big direction for the Guild is obviously reaching out to business owners. So we are definitely going to be embarking on some conversations with business owners. We'll also be reaching out to our Guild members. And I know we are hunting for some very, very special guests. But we won't talk too much about that. Hopefully, interesting outside of Guild activities and of general interest. So more to follow on that.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if we've underlined, but this is now officially, Trev, a Guild production.
It is.
The Guild of Business Finance Professionals. It's something that we aligned ourselves to following our founding on the 6th of June.
Correct.
At County Hall. So this is all Guild now, which is great news. And we've got some other exciting stuff that's been going on in the background, including some sponsorship, Trevor. Which, as you
just
know.
quickly before that,
Yeah.
It's funny you should mention County Hall.
Yep.
We're back there next week, aren't we? We're
certainly
there at the Asset Finance Connect Autumn Conference. Guild members will be there en masse.
Droves.
In their droves. And we'll be having a session to
Yes.
discuss all sorts of stuff.
We'll be having a session in the pub afterwards, hopefully.
Well, certainly, mate. We're very much looking forward to that. But yes, sponsorship.
Well, look,
That could be close. That could be close.
as we keep on saying, this podcast is, for one reason only, is to make sure that we get the signposting up for business owners. I mean, the signposting being, in fact, I wrote a small little article in LinkedIn today. I say article. I replied to yet another post that someone had put up about asking why are business owners still going direct to lenders?
Quite.
Why are lenders still wanting to go direct? What is the sense? Obviously, we're talking about the majority. There are obviously situations where lenders deal direct with businesses and that works great. But we know, Trevor, that in the majority of cases, there is no logical reason why the government, British Business Bank, business leaders, whatever box you want to put them in, is not sending out a clear notification out to business owners to say, please follow a advisory pathway before gaining access to any form of debt and equity. Because why not? At the end of the day, how do they know it's the best rate? How do they know if it's the best lender? How do they know if it's the best fit?
Absolutely.
If at the end of the day, they've taken the advice, they've taken the guidance, and they still want to go direct, well, that's fine.
Yeah.
But please, the number of situations I know other guild members come across where you see a finance agreement and you look at the terms, you look at the rate, and I have written to lenders recently, one that you're very aware of, asking, where's the benefit? Why can't businesses come through the advisory pathway first? The logic behind it is still, scratching my head. And LinkedIn is another platform where the intermediary market from all sections, Trevor. So it's not just business finance.
Yeah.
It's the commercial finance market. I see various individuals putting comments up about, why are people going direct? Well, they're going direct because they probably only know one way forward. They use the Googles, they use the various social media advertising, that all the clever tools now that are available to be, these sort of adverts are going direct to business owners, and business owners are seeing this and thinking, well, there we go. They don't know about us, they don't know about the guild, and hopefully with our podcast as part of this crusade, that's the word I was looking for.
Crusade.
We can change that because it makes no logical sense. Bearing in mind the challenges that are out there, bearing in mind everything that's going on, why would any business owner want to gain access to any form of finance without coming through a guild member? You beggars belief.
You're bob on yet again, Mr. Gross. You're absolutely right. The reality of life is that, our merry growing band of guild members, we part of the reason we're doing the podcast now, and part of the reason why we're so closely aligned, is to raise that signpost. There is guidance available. There are professionals out there that do know what they're talking about, that have got the experience, and some of them have got specialist experience of the markets that our customers tend to be in. Dave, why on earth would a lender not use this route? Because they get better quality business. It's not difficult. And I know we banged on about it before. Raising finance for business, it's not a marketing exercise, which some lenders seem to think it is. It's about a careful, judged assessment and understanding where that business has come from, where it is, and what it wants to do. You ain't going to get that responding to an advert that pings in your inbox and says, oh, have £500,000 in 5 minutes.
I know. And the business owners that are listening to this, I'm sure most of them are aware. It's the same with we keep talking about the consumer marketplace. Where would you go to get a mortgage these days? Well, you can walk into the high street, I suppose, but I think most people now use independent financial advisors.
They do.
It's the same model, Trevor, as you know. We bang on about it time and time again, and we'll continue to bang on about it to make sure that business owners get the best guidance, the best route to market, the best fit, blah, blah, blah.
We're never tired of talking about it, Dave. Hey, listen, just a little advert. We mentioned the Guild website. Don't forget our own website as well. That's BFM, Business Finance Matters. So bfm.buzzsprout.com. And if you tickle yourself, your little mouse over into that sector of the World Wide Web, or whatever we call it these days, just a little support button on the right-hand side of our homepage there. Listen, if you like what we're doing, if you want to support us, Dave and I do this pro bono, but it does cost us. It costs us in terms of some of the support stuff that we have to get these sessions recorded. $3 a month, really? $3 a month.
A little token of good gesture and goodwill.
It'd be nice, wouldn't it? It'd be nice if we started building that. And I tell you what we'll do. Hey, listen, you had a date. We had an idea. Well, Dave, I'm going to say it's your idea.
Yes.
Talk to me about the podcast mug idea.
Oh, right. Okay. Always looking for new ways to advertise the podcast, if that's the right word, Trev. I think we should be running a little, I don't know what it is, call it a competition, call it a bit of fun, I don't know. We haven't come up with typically, Trev, we haven't got a clue what we're doing after.
Oh, we'll make it up.
We'll make it up. We're going to have some little mugs made up.
Nice.
And we'll send out mugs to people who we think deserve mugs. No insider trading, no bias, totally.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
You just don't know. I mean, obviously, our guests will get one, won't they?
Of course.
We'll have one.
Definitely.
Yeah. Mrs. Grove's going to get one.
She's already got one. Oh, sorry, the mug. Yes.
One. Okay. But no, seriously, folks, it's a great idea. It'll go to our guests. Do you know what? It might even go to our odd little $3 a month subscribers. Who knows?
We'll get T-shirts and baseball caps next.
Mate, before you know what we're doing, we'll be on a beachfront somewhere. We'll be doing our summer season from the back of a lorry, and we'll have 15,000 people in the crowd.
Like we did a couple of weeks ago. Good. I'll tell you what, Trev, as well, having taken a few weeks out for personal reasons and just generally getting ourselves prepped and ready for season 2, we have no clear idea who actually listens. I mean, we get figures, but when we're away for this fantastic occasion, even my son, 19-year-old, came up to me and started quoting things from the podcast. We like to get feedback, but I didn't expect it from my 19-year-old son. Having said that, he's actually said to me, Trevor, I took him back to the airport. He's obviously living and working in Canada, and he said, I quite like to get into business finance, and I'm not making this up. I'm not making this up. So if we've got 19-year-olds like my son listening to the podcast,
Dave,
and as a result is liking the business finance well, again, we're doing something positive here.
Dave, I've gone all goose pimply when you said that. Wouldn't that be great if your lad said, you know what, Dad, show me the ropes.
The last thing I expected he or any of my sons or younger relatives is to listen to our awful chat, awful banter, and business finance is perhaps not the hottest topic in that particular age group. But nonetheless, if he's sharing it with his buddies and it's going out to whoever, and someone thinks, I quite like this business finance malarkey, how do I get into it? Well, then great, come and talk to us, and I'm sure we can find you a home or apprenticeship. We'd be delighted to introduce you into this market.
It's funny you should mention that. I know one or two of the boys and girls in the guild are working on an apprenticeship scheme, and that would be marvellous if we can get that brought off.
Yeah.
That would just be ideal, wouldn't it?
Yeah, there's lots of businesses, they're mine as well, that don't have succession plans quite yet in place, and if we've got some youngsters coming through, we can introduce these youngsters into our market and start putting succession plans in, because there is definitely going to be a need for business finance for as long as there is business finance businesses. So
anyway, Look, you're striking a chord there, Dave. It's a massive, massive little fill up. You must have felt quite chuffed.
I did. Normally, I get earache from the sons about one thing or another. It's either my dancing, my singing, my jokes, but to actually have one of them turn around and say, "I listened to it, Dad. I actually like it." Also, general feedback. I mean, I had Rishi Shah from Rivers Leasing sent me a lovely email the other day saying that he listens to the pod, and I had a quick chat with him. So again, it's prompting me to pick up the phone just to some of the people that were out there that perhaps I've not done for a while. And I know you and I are the same. We welcome comments. We welcome feedback. After all, this is a podcast, not for us. It's for those that listen to it, and hopefully for the end cause, which is to help businesses gain access to their best fit finance. So all the feedback, please keep it coming in, however platform you want to use, email, telephone, pigeon.
We've touched a lot, I think. We've had over 1,000 downloads now, which is in the grand scheme of things, it's not major, is it? But we want to get those numbers right up. But we've been downloaded in every continent. We've been downloaded in. Hold on, David. Hold on. Brace yourself. Brace yourself. We have been downloaded in over 200 cities around the world. We have been downloaded in over 30 countries across all continents. It's good stuff, mate. It is good stuff. But it's just the start, isn't it? It's just the start.
Yeah.
We want to build it up. Look, I know there's a lot going on in the financial world at the moment. Court cases, rulings. The place is in turmoil, it seems. I don't think that's something we want to get involved with on the pod, do you?
No, positive stuff. Of course, there's going to be stuff that we need to make comment to, which we will. At the moment, we've got no clear idea what we're going to be doing, but we know we're going to have some objectives. We're going to have some targets we want to achieve. As I said, this is just making sure that this podcast delivers what we set out to deliver, Trev.
Yeah, I think you're right, Dave. I think it's important. I know one thing I've learned from the first series. Let's stay agnostic. Let's not park our bike in any particular field or align ourselves to any particular cause. The one major cause, as I've always said, is awareness. It's getting the principle out there, getting the understanding out there that business owners. Yeah, and I'm going to say something very, very pink and fluffy here. Boys and girls, you're not alone. You might feel like it sometimes. You might be sat there at 10 o'clock on a Friday night worrying the hell out you're going to pay the VAT bill or the staff bill next week or next month or whatever. Just get in touch with one of our members.
Yeah.
They're there to help you.
And, if we look at the situation that surrounds me, and I'm sure other guild members on a daily basis, that businesses are in situations which are not practical. They're not working for them. I'm talking to a company at the moment, like I have done before, moving banks. The banks have got or the current bank has absolutely no understanding of what this business does.
No.
Which is just criminal, bearing in mind what this business is able to provide, which is jobs, which is income to suppliers. I mean, it's just a nonsense.
Yeah.
And every day I bang my head against the wall. I know other guild members do, because we talk about some of the situations that we're coming across. But unless we've got the ears, and I know we're talking, as we like to call them, a couple of superstars that we know in the industry that have a good network of people that we can connect with, whether it's somebody from the government, whether it's someone from a sporting background, whether it's someone from a high up in business. That's who we're targeting to try and get those people on the show.
All good stuff. So anything else, Dave? We talked about your wedding endlessly, but it did go on forever. You were out there for about 3.5 months, weren't you?
Yeah, about that, yeah.
Yeah, it felt like it. We talked about potential sponsors. We talked about potential big cheeses coming on board. You never know. We're going to have more customer interviews. We're going to be interviewing some of our guild members. Again, probably new members this time, exploring what they're up to, how they're doing it, who they're working with, and all the rest of it. But it's great to be back, David. It's superb that we're now part of the guild and supported by the guild. As I say, 2 websites there. So the guild website, bfpguild.org, very simple. Of course, our dear old dedicated podcast site, buzzsprout, all one word, .com.
Good. We got through that whole chat without mentioning the rugby, which I'm delighted.
Now listen.
No, we finished.
Oh, flower of Scotland.
No, we finished.
That's when will we see? All right, okay, fine. Well, you turn turtle. You disgust me. You've got no loyalty. Dave's, right, folks, Dave's the type of bloke that turns up at the race course and all he backs are the favourites. All he backs is the favourites. Anyone who's likely to win, he'll be supporting.
Yeah, but don't you get the mental rationale behind it?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't.
So to comfort,
lack of loyalty, loyalty.
To comfort the disappointment that I have been enduring for most of my rugby career, I put a little wager on the other team. So we might have lost again, but guess what? I got 50 quid in the bank.
Yeah, but listen, mate, up until 5 years ago, losing was just our occupation north of the border. We just accepted it, but we still supported them. We didn't go scurrying off.
No,
just chasing the filthy dollar because we thought,
Well, everyone has a coping mechanism. Mm-hmm. My coping mechanism is driven by financial gain. There we go.
Yeah, I've seen you in a South African rugby shirt. I know exactly where your loyalty is.
Glad we've got over that without any further confrontation or discussion. And I think we can wrap it up, mate.
Okay, right, we're back. Bigger, bolder, brighter.
Balder.
Thank you.
Take care. Thanks again, Trev. Goodbye from you.
And it's a goodbye from me.